at what the ACC is doing. But I don't think anyone should consider leaving. That would be one of the truly most idiotic moves in the history of mankind.
I'm Stephen Davenport. It's been an incredible year for gaming. One of the best reviewed games of 2025 is Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, the sequel to 2019's acclaimed Death Stranding. PlayStation's Kristen Zitani is here to share more.
From the mind of visionary game director Hideo Kojima, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach for PlayStation 5 sends players on an inspiring mission of human connection in a breathtaking world, full of exciting combat and secrets to be uncovered. Death Stranding 2 features a cast of well-known acting talent, including Norman Reedus as Sam, Troy Baker as Higgs, Elle Fanning as Tomorrow, Shioli Kutsuna as Rainey, Leia Sudol as Fragile, and Luca Marinelli as Neil. Don't miss out on the game critics are calling a masterpiece and the best-looking game on PS5. If you're ready to embark on an adventure like no other, make sure to check out Death Stranding 2, available now on PlayStation 5.
Find Death Stranding 2 on the Beach on the PlayStation Store or at select retailers.
This is Paul Feinbaum. That'll do it for me today. Coming up next, The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
From the University of Alabama, this is Crimson Tide Today. It's a daily update on Bama sports and it's brought to you by Guthrie's, America's original chicken finger restaurant and a proud partner of the Alabama Crimson Tide. For more information, visit Guthrie'sChicken.com. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. Here are some post-game thoughts from Alabama football head coach Kalen DeBoer after Alabama picks up a win 27-24 at Missouri on Saturday.
Great road win for us against a really good football team. A lot of respect for Coach Drinkwitz and what these guys are doing here at Missouri. But, we did the job. We got the job done. Proud of just the fight. That we give up a touchdown early. We answer the call. And then each side of the ball covering for each other. We fumble right away in the second half. And, short field. I know they scored a touchdown there, but defense came back out their next couple drives and just continue to play ball. And even though we made some plays in critical moments at the end, we also could have done a better job, I think, of really putting the game away at other times throughout the game.
I'll have more in a moment.
This year we honor the most important anniversary ever. An event that reshaped civilization as we know it. A day that would lead to something so flawless that nothing could ever really compare. People have tried to match it, but have failed. This year we celebrate the 60th anniversary of Guthrie's, the home of the original chicken finger. Just talking about it gets me all choked up. And hungry for a chicken finger. Guthrie's, an original obsession for 60 years.
Join us tonight for Crimson Tide Rewind, live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Vestavia Hills at 6 p.m. Central. You can listen on the radio network, the Varsity Network app, as well as catch a video replay on the CTSN YouTube page. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Guthrie's. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Tom Abraham here for my friend Mike Owen at Owen Home Appliance Center. Are those new school clothes wearing out that old washer and dryer? Well, it's time to get off the bus at Owen Home Appliance Center and learn what a new Speed Queen washer can do for you. They're in stock and are ready for delivery now. At Owen Home Appliance Center, quality products, quality pricing, quality service. It's right there in the name, Owen Home Appliance Center. 2 locations to serve you, Highway 36 in Somerville and the interactive location at Highway 231 in Lacey Springs, just 8 miles south of the river.
John Abraham here with Bobcat of Huntsville. Men, the season is upon us. This is what all the playbooks have prepared us for. But here, there's no need for a 3-4 defense because we're not talking about the football season. We're talking about the get-done season. Starting August 13th, Bobcat of Huntsville will have a full line of steel products for you to throw at those jobs you've been putting off until now. So put away those fantasy draft notes and pick up the tool you've been waiting for because it's time to get it done. Bobcat of Huntsville, run off of Highway 20 in Madison.
Firehawk Aerospace is a non-traditional defense contractor advancing the state of propulsion to strengthen the U.S. Defense Initiative. Founded in 2019, Firehawk Aerospace established early leadership in manufacture propulsion with the development of 3D printed hybrid rocket fuel grains. Visit firehawkaerospace.com to learn more. That's firehawkaerospace.com.
We are your home for Sparkman football.
Williams going to keep it. Roll to his left.
He's getting there.
He is in. Senators take a lead.
What have we witnessed in Harvest tonight? The Senator Zone, only on 97.7 ESPN.com and the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app. WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This hour is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
Starting off the week here at Carrabba's Italian Grill. Great to be here. You can also enjoy some Carrabbas of your own. Head over to our website, 977ESPN.com. Click on the Big Zone Deals. Savings never tasted so good. And front and center, you know what? I'm doing this as I'm speaking. And it turns out I need to call Tom Abraham. I do. Because Carrabba's is not right now on the Big Zone Deal store, but they will be very, very soon. I mean, very, very soon. So just get ready to enjoy the savings here at Carrabba's Italian Grill. How you doing there, Wes Neighbors?
I'm doing good. Doing real good.
How was your weekend?
It was good. Yeah. I had a bunch of grandkids over at the house. And
nice.
And Saturday we watched a bunch of football.
I went down to Auburn on Saturday night.
Did you bring your whistle?
No, that wasn't me. No. There was someone in the stands that had a whistle on the play in question that is not really getting a whole lot of play, honestly. I have not yet to read or.
Well, I heard about it from Georgia people, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's a real good way for someone to have a whistle they never see anymore, but they always know where it is.
That's right. That's right. So I am in the press box on the play in question, and I've got my binoculars looking at it, and they are literally going into the end zone right below me. And the first thing I said was, "It's a fumble," and then I paused and thought, that was a touchdown for Georgia. That's my 2 cents. Now, also, I would love to. Surely Mickey can afford a few more nickels for some better quality cameras, because those pylon cameras.
It was a very, very, very close play.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
very.
And
as close as it gets.
Right. And I think if they called it a touchdown, they wouldn't have been able to reverse it.
You're exactly right.
But he was bobbling the ball before it was punched out.
Even when he snapped the football, he was bobbling it, putting it into his arm.
Right. He I don't think he ever had. I think he got control, lost control, and then got punched out. But the bottom line is in my opinion, first of all, you know, that's the crew I always talk about on this radio show.
That is the same crew
that I do not like, and I don't want to call Alabama games.
I thought about texting you when I saw him on the field pregame.
Yeah, well, I saw him, and I said, oh, there's going to be plenty of penalties tonight.
Yep.
And I thought the worst call I've seen in a long time since last year that went against Georgia, which was at Texas, where it was just stupidity.
Same crew.
Was the fact that Kirby said he didn't call a timeout, and he said he didn't call a timeout. He was clapping his hands. Well, right there, it should have been a 5-yard delay game penalty. No questions asked. He was on the field.
You're exactly right.
He was on the field doing the hand signal that looked like timeout to me. Now, he can say it wasn't. Fine. It's delay a game. But they didn't do delay a game. And that's a travesty.
They redid the play.
Yeah. And in my opinion, Kirby should be
fine,
disciplined but I think he should be suspended for one game.
Do you really?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, he was on the field.
He's on the field, and he making a timeout. That on the replay, it was a timeout, and then said he didn't, claimed he was clapping. Either way, what reason he was saying he was clapping is his contention was that Auburn was clapping the whole time.
The secondary. There was two people in the secondary that were clapping. They were clapping during the game. That is supposed to be a penalty.
Right. So, but this crew is not going to catch that.
Yeah.
And anyway, so my opinion is that Kirby should be fined and or suspended for saying he wasn't calling a timeout because he was making a tee. And, and he was looking right at the official who called a timeout.
But he was mouthing, they're clapping, they're clapping, they're clapping. He was saying that.
Right.
Kirby, from the Auburn game, the timeout being waived off thing has become a thing. Have you talked to the SEC about that? And have you watched the film to kind of see that, like, it does appear that you are calling timeout? Did you even not realize you were, or what?
I talked to no one, the SEC office-wise, and I stand by what I talked about after the game. Worried about Ole Miss.
That was it. That was it from Kirby. And Kirby said post-game, in case you haven't heard, that he was clapping. And I'm the one that asked you, Freeze, the explanation of the officials, because we didn't know as well, obviously going into the room, and Hugh said as much post-game that the officials came over and claimed that Kirby was saying that he was clapping, not calling a timeout. And then he just kind of looked right through me with a long pause. And I asked two questions. I wish I would have asked Jackson Arnold about the play, but I did not. But the other question I had was your message to the team in the locker room at halftime after all that craziness. And you could tell he was fired up, like, especially talking to the television reporter heading into halftime. He was ticked off.
Yeah, but you lose your team and all that stuff. You can't. I mean, listen, we had games that definitely were decided by the refs, and I understand their frustration.
Yeah.
But you can't let it control the game. They had 10 yards of total offense.
Well, 15
yards. Yeah. Going into last place, ended up with 40 total yards.
But most of them were on that final drive,
right,
before the sack.
Yeah, how in the world can you win a game doing that? I mean, they looked awesome the first half. Awesome.
Yeah, they did.
But you got to play 4 quarters, and that's Auburn's problem. Yeah, you can blame. They have had some bad calls, no doubt.
Yeah.
But everybody has bad calls in every game. Every game. Now, you can dwell on them, and some of them, granted, have not been the best calls. I mean, have been some of the worst in the thing. I do not think the touchdown is one of them, but there's several in that game that Ken made that were awful. I mean, the roughing the passer. How does the guy know if he has the ball or not? He hit him when he still had the ball. He didn't rough him up. He just got him to the ground.
Yeah.
He fought to get him to the ground. How's that roughing the passer? How do you know if the guy has the ball or not?
I also initially, again, from the press box level, the play before the fumble in question, I thought he broke the plane. I thought he lunged towards the goal line the play before.
He could have.
Anyway, some more, in my opinion, not so great news for the Auburn football team. Damari Alston. News came out this afternoon.
Hugh, any update on the status of Damari Alston? There's been some kind of smoke out there.
Yeah, Damari failed to meet the expectations and standards of our program, and we love him. Wish him the best, but that's where it's at.
So he is gone off the football team moving forward for the Auburn football squad as they play host to Missouri this week, at Arkansas, Kentucky at home, at Vandy, then Mercer and Bama to close out the campaign.
And, of course, there are reports that he quit.
Yes.
So he could be eligible next year.
Exactly.
after 4 games, which I don't know anybody who would want a kid that quit on this team. That's just me.
Let's go ahead and take our first time out. As I mentioned, we're live here at Carrabba's Italian Grill. It's Monday. If you're familiar with this program, you know who's coming up next. That is the one and only Jerry Glanville. He is set to join us next.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Just in time for early fall adventures, what could be better than zero down on a new Ford? That sounds good to me. Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. It's football and camping season, and we've got a brand new Ford to take you there. Choose a 2025 STX Crew Cab with a 2.7-liter EcoBoost for just $499 a month. A new F-150 for less than $500 a month. Or choose its electric brother, the F-150 Lightning, just $399 a month. Woody Anderson Ford also has 25 Broncos, Explorers for $499 a month, and Bronco Sport and Escape for only $399 a month. And remember, these leases are zero down, and they come with 2 years of complimentary maintenance. These are 36-month leases with zero down, just your first payment due at signing, zero security deposit, just tax, tag, and title fees, and your good credit. Offer ends October 31st. Now's the time for a Woody Anderson Ford. I'm Bobby White, and we hope to see you soon.
At Stella at 5 Points, living isn't just about having an apartment, it's about living artfully. Imagine waking up with the upscale feel of Atlanta or Nashville right here in the heart of Huntsville. Modern, stylish apartments, open layouts, stainless steel appliances, and resort-inspired amenities. Nestled in vibrant 5 Points, you'll enjoy walkability, parks, dining, and quick access to downtown without the chaos. Stella at 5 Points. Live artfully. Live Stella.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
Where's the best place for sports? What about the best place for wings? If you answered Jefferson's for both, you're right. Jefferson's is also a great place for value. Every Monday, kids eat free with the purchase of an adult meal, and teachers bring your teacher ID and you eat free every first Tuesday of the month up to $15. Jefferson's, best place for sports, best place for wings, in Hampton Cove and our latest location, now open in New Market on Winchester Road. Johnson & Hayes Physical Therapy was built on treating athletes, and today we treat so much more. Whether you're a high school competitor, weekend warrior, or recovering from surgery, Johnson & Hayes pairs you with a dedicated therapist for one-on-one consistent care. We offer specialized programs in sports rehab, neurological therapy, pelvic health, post-concussion care, and more. Founded by lifelong athletes, trusted by top physicians across Alabama, Johnson & Hayes delivers results. Visit johnsonandhayes.com and get back to what you love. Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
This segment of The Drive is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at WoodyAndersonFord.com with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
I might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car.
Back here at Carrabba's Italian Grill, it is a Monday, time to review some NFL and college football with the one and only Jerry Glanville, who is kind enough again to hop on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. How are you, Coach?
I heard you two were out eating somewhere. Where are you?
We're at Carrabba's Italian Grill, Coach. You need to come on down to Huntsville.
I ate in the original when there was only one Carrabba's in America. It was in Houston, Texas, and I would go down there and take my family down there maybe like once every 3 weeks, and the food's outstanding.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is so good.
Well, don't let Wes overeat. He'll fall asleep. That's what he did when he played. We had 3 bags of oranges, and he ate them at halftime. I couldn't get him to play the second half. Let's do the Alabama game first, because I got a few good ones for you on Alabama.
Okay.
And I see the quarterback. We said this last week. I hate to think this is last week's show, but he's getting better every week. Yeah. I think he's playing himself into being a heck of a quarterback, and I love his growth. Somebody's doing a good job coaching him. I don't know who his quarterback coach is, but a kid doesn't do that without getting some good coaching, some good help. Then I got a little bit mad. They were defending the bunch, and I don't know why they don't know how to defend the bunch. And the bunch is 3 guys all close together, and somebody's breaking to the flat, somebody's curling, somebody's going deep, and you don't know which ones. Well, I think they're staying man on that, Wes. And you got to play combo zone. For instance, you're the corner, Wes. You got the deep. I'm the outside backer. I got the curl. I don't care which guy comes in there. And Steve, you got the first crosser over, whether it's 5 yards or 50 yards crosser. They're not doing that. And so I expect you two to go down there and say, hey, we'll take over coaching the bunch and fix that for us. Now, what I thought happened, the pass rush showed up for the first time. I don't know what caused the pass rush to keep coming, but I thought they were better.
Coach, they got a lot of people hurt, and they got a lot of freshmen that are playing. They're getting better every game.
You know what? I love youth because they don't know you can't keep working them harder and harder. And they probably haven't got an NIL check yet, so they're still playing hard. So that must be what happened, because I haven't seen that kind of pressure. By the way, go over the Missouri side. The left defensive end was played at Georgia. And now he left Georgia for Missouri, they had the tight end, this is Alabama, and the right tackle trying to stop him. They still couldn't stop him. And I wondered, how did Georgia let that youngster go? I don't get that one.
Probably money, I'm guessing.
Well, it was funny. When I was with Wes, he said, it's about Mr. Green. What do you want me to do? It's about Mr. Green. It's Mr. Green, he goes, M-O-N-E-Y. Now, I got to brag on this one because this don't happen too often. 3 weeks ago, I told you to get out a pencil and write down the best team I've seen all year was Indiana.
That's right. You did.
Well, what did they do? I think they've jumped up to number 3. When we said that, they were like number 18 or 20.
Yeah.
I think they jumped all the way to 3. They went to Oregon and beat Oregon pretty good at Oregon. And they beat Illinois. Last time we talked about Indiana, they really whipped the Illinois good. And I said, this is the best team I've seen. So I'm glad they keep plugging along. We got to mention UCLA, worst team in football, has 2 in a row. They beat Michigan State.
They did.
And so somebody's got those kids turned around. But here's the shocker for you. Michigan gets beat by USC.
Yeah.
Why is that a shocker? If you're in college football, or probably high school football, and you want to learn how to run the football, you go study Michigan. And you study how Michigan does it. You study how they do the line, how they bring the trapper, how they bring the lead. And everybody studies Michigan how to run the football. Well, if you're at USC, it's all about schematic, offensive game planning, beating you on numbers, and just out-coaching you on how to throw the football. And USC, they know how to do all that, but they have never been physical. They couldn't beat us three if we met them all in the same bar. We'd win. And here, Michigan, if you're not sitting down, Wes, you better, at 100 yards total rushing against USC. Now that's a shot.
Wow, that is a shock, Coach. It's
okay. Now, I know you guys don't get. I'm going to send you all to New York, make you watch Big Ten football. Now, I looked at Portland State. And pardon me, Penn State.
Okay.
Penn State had a separation, and people ask me all day. They say, "I don't want one of these jobs today. I want one of these buyouts." The buyouts are better than jobs. He got $48 million to say goodbye.
It did.
And it broke it down. I don't know if you guys broke. For the next 4 years, he makes $26,000 a day.
Wow.
And you realize how many police cars we'd have for making that kind of money. We'd have a fleet. And so people ask me,
that's a lot of police cars, Coach.
Out a year ago? Pardon?
That's a lot of police cars, Coach.
Oh, yeah. Now, why fire the guy wherever you're firing him now? Why fire the guy at UCLA now? Why fire the Penn State guy now? He has beat Michigan 3 times. He has not beat Ohio State. And I have to explain this to people that don't understand the business. You have to fire him now because he could come back and win those games. Then you cannot fire him. So people say, why not make him earn his money? Because he may beat Michigan, Ohio State, and then he's not going. If you've decided that he is not the guy, you better do it before he goes off and wins. Now we're talking about a guy getting fired. The San Diego Padres coach, who's a good coach, he's a Hall of Fame, he's taking people to the World Series, and he gave me the Sparky Anderson deal. He resigned yesterday. Why would he resign? Because there's one guy in the front office that isn't on his side.
Wow.
And Sparky Anderson, when he left the Bengals for the Detroit Tigers, he says, if somebody above you doesn't want you, get the hell out. So I just saw Sparky Anderson's knowledge move the Padres baseball coach. Speaking about baseball, my poor Tigers, we ran out of time. 15 innings.
Yeah. Did you hear what your radio play-by-play guy did during the post game, Coach?
No.
He proceeded to he thought he went to a break and then pulled a Harry Doyle from Major League and dropped a couple of F-bombs when he said, I don't want to review this blankety-blank game.
Just a bit outside.
Well, it's kind of funny. I always say one thing about Bob Uecker. He could kill a rally quicker than anybody. And I'm watching the power hitters for Detroit in a hell of a battle, 15 innings. I was going to say 15 rounds.
Yeah, just about.
And the power hitters are 0 for 18.
Ooh.
In stutter. The people that got to go win in the moment, 0 for 18. So everybody calls me because they know I study baseball almost like football. What happened? Well, when they went to the All-Star game, Detroit was the team. Nobody could play with them. And everybody was afraid to play them because they knocked the ball out of the park. They found out Detroit, if you throw a fastball, it's a home run. So if you watch those 15 innings, all we saw was breaking balls. Every ball was a breaking ball. And the Tigers looked at it like the play was illegal. So you got to have more than the fastball. You got to be able to hit the breaking ball. That's the end of baseball. Now that the Tigers are out, I'm done. I'm back to football. Okay, pro football. This is going to get Wes excited. He'll probably eat another. What'd you have, a veal chop? You probably get another.
No, they don't have veal in this restaurant, but they had chicken because I love veal.
I love veal too.
Yeah. But I get veal parmesan
everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere I go. But,
I can vouch for that.
Yeah, so
everywhere.
But I had chicken parmesan. It was delicious. 100%. Yes.
Well, I don't eat Yardbird because I lived in Texas. Yardbird is not something we participate in. I declared Sunday, yesterday, it's written right on my board. Sunday, West, was offensive tackle day in the NFL. Now, you can listen to 100 radio shows. You can watch NFL highlights. You can do whatever you want to do, and nobody's going to say what we're going to say on your show. I watched every offensive tackle for Sunday, and I decided nobody knows this. Nobody got beat. Nobody goes off and tells you the offensive tackles won. I remember Green Bay picked up a guy from Dallas and paid him $300 million to come rush the quarterback for the Packers. Are you ready? He never got past the line of scrimmage in the game. And one time he tried to do an ET, which is a stunt, which Wes knows, and the tackle hit him in the mouth, and he went in the stunt to go over the guard, and the guard hit him in the mouth, and I jumped up. I said, 2 mouth shots in one play. Come on, Wes, get excited.
That was pretty impressive what the Panthers did to the Cowboys yesterday, Coach.
All the offensive tackles took care of the pass rush. I love that. Only way people got in there, they'd sneak a corner blitz, hurt a couple people in the safety. Okay, then, because of the Alabama connection, I always look at the quarterback at the 49ers, Jones.
Oh, yeah.
He got fooled and he got tricked, which they did a couple of things he wasn't ready for. He thought when they ran the sail route that this player would have the sail route, and Wes, they fooled him. He thought it was man and it was zone, and the guy got underneath and picked him. And I said, well, he hadn't played in a while, but he'll get better. So he wasn't as good as what he's been. So then I went down to the next Alabama quarterback. I think he plays for the Dolphins.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, he was struggling, and I got to tell you what happened to my grease port. And I said, it can't be that hard to be left-handed. So I said, I'm going to prove it. For the rest of the day, my notes on my grease board, I'm going to write left-handed. Well, hell, I couldn't read them. I can't do anything left-handed. So I think more of him. He's trying to throw the ball. I had to give up that promise and go back. I was trying to write down Bryce Young's name left-handed, and it wouldn't even come out.
So, Coach, you know that Tua Tagovailoa, whatever his name is, Tua,
just call him.
He only throws the ball left-handed. He does everything else right-handed.
Wow.
He's naturally right-handed.
Boy, that's different.
His dad made him throw the ball left-handed. What was the reason? Do you remember?
I don't remember. Yeah, it was something his father made him do. Throw a football left-handed.
Is that not crazy? I've never heard anything about it. Have you ever heard of anything like that, Coach?
Well, when I was coaching you at Houston, and my son was, I guess he's maybe like 4 or 5 years old, and I had a pitching mound, and I had like a bullpen next to the house. I made him throw left-handed, and he said, "Well, Daddy, I'm right-handed." I goes, "We're trying to make big money. Now, get up on your toes and come with that left hand." Left-handed pitcher gets played double by that.
Double. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I had to tell
if you throw 95 in right-handed, you might make it. If you throw 95 in left-handed, you're going to be a star. That's true.
And keep going. If you throw 100 left-handed, you are a multimillionaire. End of story. Even if you hit the batters, doesn't matter. My favorite deal is when a guy gets wild and hits the guy on deck. The guys on deck are getting closer and closer to home plate, as they watch the balls break. So every now and then you got to hit one of them standing over there.
You'd think. You would think.
So I want to kind of go back to Penn State, Coach, real quick. Because Penn State coach got $50 million.
Some of that $48 million.
If I got any of it, I would. But here's the deal: they're spending right now $700 million on a stadium redo. The stadium was chanting to fire him during the game. I don't think last year they were in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what happened. You two fell asleep at the wheel. You were doing that. You love that SEC. What do they call it? Where all the coaches show up?
Media day.
SEC.
Yeah.
Media day. You two were in the media day eating bonbons. And what you forgot, the excellent, the good as there gets, defensive coordinator for Penn State got up and moved to Clemson. Became the highest paid defensive coach in college football. So Penn State lost their idea. He got up and left, and then Penn State went to Ohio State and got that guy to come there, and he came from Oklahoma State. And did I ever jump up and down and beat a drum on him? No, I couldn't. No. So these two chairs got switched around, and I think we're seeing the results of how that worked out. Wes has been around long enough to know, Steve, you watch it. Sometimes the driving force of the football team is not the head coach. It's somebody else. It happens.
Yeah.
I wrote this down for pro football. You got a lot of little wide receivers catch the ball, run around, catch the ball. The Chargers had their big tight end catch the football. And he was on a mesh route, and it was man-to-man, so a mesh route is a crossing route, but if you're man and not zone, you climb and get deeper as you go because you're manned up. So he takes a deep ball, and the tight end I'm talking about is running down the sideline, and the pencil neck corners come to tackle him, and the tight end ran out of bounds. And I thought, what are we playing here? Frisbee ball? Can you imagine Mike Dickle running out of bounds?
No, not a bit.
No. So I think our tight ends are becoming wide receivers. That's what I'm saying. Definitely with the Atlanta Falcons. Their tight end, if he could block me, I'd give him $100 bill. Our tight end, they're looking for a guy that can run the sail, the seam. They're not looking for a guy that'll block you, knock you down, or run over you. So the game's changed there a little bit. Now this one's for Wes. Are you ready, Wes?
I'm ready.
3rd and long. The Ravens, who have really set the bar on physicality and toughness for years. It's 3rd and 7. Ravens defense are in. I'm not going to stutter here. They ran a 2-man rush. A 2-man rush on 3rd and 7. What happened? What was the result? 50 yards. Quarterback looked, slid over, looked around, threw a 50-yard connection. I didn't think I would live long enough to see the Ravens run a 2-man rush. Wow. I'm sort of in shock. I went down and planned my funeral. I went and paid for everything.
I missed that one yesterday. Although Baltimore, that was a tough watch.
What do you say about people to rush three people?
A 3-man rush, I guarantee you one thing: you're going to get beat. That's a prevent to win. I call it. You want to run a prevent, that prevents you from winning.
So last time I saw a 2-man rush was Auburn rushed 2 men.
4th and 31.
4th and 31.
Yeah.
And had I think that was Alabama and had them beat.
Yes,
that's right.
Against Alabama, I had Auburn. Am I right?
Yeah. I will let you know, Coach, that your sayings are getting incorporated into my high school football play-by-play. The opposition ran a bubble screen And I said, bubble screens will not get you into heaven.
Okay,
I think I used that line last week, too.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. You did.
Here's the next one. West heard this in the 1980s. In a pressure situation, bring pressure. So what have we just
100%.
said, Wes? There's no place for 2-man. There's no place for 3-man. We're coming 4, 5, and 6. If it's a 2-point play, it's a pressure situation. So don't disappoint the quarterback. Don't let him enjoy the play. Come after. You be doing that.
Yeah, make him think about it.
Yeah.
Were you always
Now,
on
I
the
wrote
defensive
down-
side, or did you ever think, was there any want to go on the offensive side? What gravitated you towards the defense, Coach?
Well, I coached offense. I was the offensive line coach my first college job. And Raleigh Dodge, who was the number one offensive line coach for the Steelers for years, the best guy in the NFL, was the head coach. And I was coaching offensive line for Raleigh Dodge.
Yeah, Raleigh was the Birmingham USFL team head coach as well, right?
That's right. Well, guess what? I was his offensive line coach. Great offensive line coach himself. And he came, the season was over. He goes, "You did a great job. It's unbelievable, but I'm going to move you to defense." And I said, "Well, if I'm doing a great job, why are you doing that, Raleigh?" He says, "You do know we led the nation in penalties." I had that backside guard and tackle. When the defense was coming in the gang tackle, I was peeling off the gang tacklers with my opposite tackle. It was awesome to watch. Okay, now Detroit.
And away you go. Yes, sir. Detroit. Yeah. How about that? How that game ended last night?
Detroit's going to win. Detroit's got this. They got the best running back in Montgomery that plays football. They got a 4th down at the 1. And they got Montgomery in there. And they motion out the quarterback and let Montgomery take a step and throw a pass. I call the coaches out on that. That's not the players' fault. And I go back to Sam Weiss with the Bengals. He'd rather trick you than beat you. Trick, trick, trick. Will backfire like it does at Georgia Tech. I get mad at them. Change the game. They had the ball, Steve. You do play-by-play for 8 minutes.
Ooh.
And then run a trick play on 4th down. Please, somebody tell me I'm not seeing this. Well, I did. It's awesome.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm through with Detroit over that. When Detroit loses, it's always a coaching question on my mind. What are they doing? What's happening? Okay, I went to the Chargers.
You did.
They got a quarterback. What's his name? Hubert or something like that?
Herbert.
Okay, I missed on him out of college. I always tell you the ones I knew about. I missed on him. I didn't think he was going to be this good. Well, something happened in the game. They decided to protect him. He had protection. He's a big-time quarterback. How about protecting him? How about blocking for him? Yes. Totally different. I like that. I had... did y'all watch Dallas?
I did. I watched a good chunk of that Carolina Dallas game, Coach.
Okay, I'll finish up with the Chargers. One thing you got to do. In the NFL, don't run sweeps. So the Chargers got this quarterback playing excellent. And every time they run, they're trying to run a sweep. Why don't you run sweeps in the NFL? Because the defensive linemen are as fast as the running backs.
Yeah.
Because everybody can run. You got to run cutback. You got to head one way and come another. And I got mad about them trying to do that. Okay, I went to Dallas. And everybody's saying Zach may be playing as good as anybody in the league. Remind me of Bill Walsh at the San Francisco 49ers. If I see a game and I have to watch 10 dump offs to the back, I call it dinky, dinky, do. I'm not buying a ticket to see a 3-yard dump off. And the guy in the TV saying, boy, he's got a good completion average. Are these people crazy?
More than likely. Yes, Coach. More than likely.
Okay, then I saw, and team got lined up, got ready to go, had a tight end in the slot, had a big guy, and they're on the goal line. And I saw my 7,000 pick on the goal line, and not one official has seen one of the 7,000. And the poor guy on TV says, what a great cut by Joe Bag of Donuts. He's in the end zone for the touchdown. Meanwhile, the guy that was covering him got hit in the ear hole and is on his back. And I used to tell him, when you were with me, Wes, I'd be with the officials, and I would draw it on the board. I said, you do know what a spot is. If you got a wide slot in the red zone, somebody holler pick before the ball snapped.
Yeah.
The game hasn't changed. Well, I saw that again. Now, here's the biggest news flash. You haven't had a news flash like this forever. Stafford. I saw him play high school in Houston. I saw him play at Georgia. I saw him play with the Lions. I've seen him take the Rams to Super Bowl. There's nobody like him. He's unbelievable. He's the Bobby Lane of today's era. Are you sitting down?
We are.
He missed 2 touchdown passes. Open. I've never seen him miss a touchdown pass. So I looked at that and I said, oh my gosh, is he slipping? Well, he came back later and hit a couple nice bombs.
Yeah.
But I just thought I'd shock the show and say I saw Stafford miss 2 touchdown passes. I overthrew both of them. And that's not him. So keep your eyes open. I hope that was it. He didn't do it the rest of the game. He played good. Now, who's the MVP? I'm going to let you guys think about this. Get out a little card. Write it down. If you're riding
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, that's my guy.
You took the fun right up the question. Let me finish the question. I was going to say, Wes, who's your MVP?
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Wow.
I went on a rant when they traded him.
When the Browns.
When they did that, I was like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
The guy was hurt all year, playing with a separated shoulder. He'd been better off not playing.
Nobody else.
No, exactly.
Wow.
You know, I go back, my dad, when he played for the Patriots, he played all year with a separated shoulder. And it was time for a contract, and they came in and they said he didn't play as good last year as he did the year before. So he threatened to whip all their asses, and they traded him to Miami.
Wow. I'm glad you mentioned the Patriots because of all people, Drake May. Did any of you two get to see him?
Saw a little bit on Red Zone when I was flipping around, and he had a couple of runs as well that impressed me.
Remember, I keep talking about the Alabama quarterbacks getting better. I keep talking about Bryce Young. Bryce Young, by the way, another Alabama guy.
Yeah,
he's
that's
getting
right.
better. This is the best I've seen him play. Drake May is going to be something. He is going to be special. If we were in college football, I would tell Wes, go down to Auburn, get 2 bags full of money, and bring that quarterback back. I think it's going to make the coach look like he can coach.
That's helpful.
Yeah. I noticed. Oh, by the way, I watched the Jets. I think they're 0-6. 0-6.
They are.
They never had a coach go 0-5, but now they're 0-6. And I laughed because this was the great defensive coordinator at the Detroit Lions last year.
That's right.
How could he come here? And I always laugh. the quarterback coach got the job at the Giants because he was coaching the guy at Buffalo. Good quarterbacks and good players did coaches' jobs.
Yeah.
But the players, I told the guy at the Giants, you were a genius at Buffalo, then you came stupid. Well, how did I get stupid? You didn't bring Josh Allen with you. Hell, you ain't even good without him.
You know, Coach, like you said many times on the show, if you don't have control of the draft picks, I mean, there was a report, I don't know if it's true or not, but I don't think the report got much pushback, is that the owner of the Jets was using Madden video games, their rating on that game on who to trade for and who not to.
That's Johnson and Johnson. You're probably taking his medicine. He's a guy that pops out those pills. I know you got high blood pressure and cholesterol. You're helping the Jets.
Obviously not.
They're 0-6. They're very 0-6.
They need to raise their prices.
Coach, did you watch any of the Auburn-Georgia game?
I didn't get to see that. What time was that played?
That was Saturday night. Down on the Plains. There has been a lot of talk on a particular goal line play that turned into a fumble, but now Hugh Freeze's job is very much in jeopardy. I know you didn't watch the game, but the idea of coaching with your job on the line, I don't know what that does to a coach.
Well, Steve, that's every week. Whether that's the pressure they feel.
But this is
he doesn't. He felt some pressure game one the same way as he feels the pressure now. 100%.
I can answer you. For me, I never felt pressure at any time because of preparation. If you prepared the team, and Wes is with me, and we've covered everything that can happen, and we've preached penalties equal points. You don't get penalties. We preach that effort counts twice. Physicality wins. If we got beat, I went home, went to bed. If we won, I went home and turned on the VCR tape and watched it 5 times. I wasn't going to sleep away a win. But if you kicked our butt, I was going to bed.
So,
and
Coach,
I never felt pressure outside. Nobody could put more pressure on me. And Wes will tell you, as I put on myself for preparation.
100%. So, do you never had a game though where that you just thought you should have won and didn't? I mean, obviously you did. That would drive me nuts. Those games.
Well, we won in my coaching career. We won 3 games on the last play in the Hail Mary, and I thought, what if that ever happens to me? Thank gosh it hasn't. But imagine losing it on a Hail Mary on the last play of the game. And we beat Bill Walsh. In fact, Steve, you were in the stand in Atlanta when we beat the 49ers on the last play of the game to Michael Haynes.
That's right. The divisional game back in the day.
Yeah, big game. And we beat New Orleans in New Orleans with a Hail Mary. How about that?
That's right.
Billy
I remember
Rickman.
that.
Remember Billy Rickman?
I do.
He was from Louisiana, Northeast Louisiana Tech. Bam! We won. Oh, now you mentioned how. Now, I always thought, I enjoy those wins. What if somebody ever does that to me? It's hard to do it against us. You know why? We're bringing 5 people. We're bringing 5 people on a Hail Mary. Everybody drops everybody. They got linebackers at 15 yards across the field. They're not throwing a 15-yard across. Why have those? So everybody you see in the medium area, I blitz. And you go back to that Alabama-Auburn game, he looked, he moved, he looked, he moved, he threw. When you bring 5, it's now. In a pressure situation, bring what?
Minimum 4,
No, you bring pressure.
Yeah.
You're not bringing pressure with 4. You either what is it? The rule, coach, on that?
I'm either 5 or 6 on every pressure situation.
Got it.
So
And what determines that 5 or 6? Because sometimes it's it depends on if the running back blocks or not, right?
Well, first thing you have to know, does the center block away from the back? Does the center ever block to the side the back's on? I see that very, very rarely. When he does, the back shifts over after the snap to pick up the other side. So I set the pressure up by the center and back. Are they in concert or are they opposite? And then you'll like this. If they're empty, the first thing you look for, empty means no backs in the backfield, does the center block to the field? And I find he blocks to the field. So I'm 4 people off the weak side on empty.
So, and that of course is slide protection. I never understood, like we used to go man a lot protection where the center could go either way, left or right. Right? He'd back up and help out whoever needed help out. Why don't they do that more? Why does everybody just slide protect for the most? What's the thinking behind that, Coach?
Well, they really slide protect, if you watch Detroit, off of all play actions. So when what you're talking about, I love slide protection because I don't have to be the best player to win. I can win and you be better than me. You can't do that in man. So if you watch Detroit ordinarily before they're playing trickery at the 4th down on the goal line, what makes that quarterback stand there and throw that 22-yard dig? They're in slide protection. And the only problem in their slide protection, the back he faced to has the end to the front side.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yep.
Coach, you're always... please, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I thought you two would have me an interview at Penn State by now. What's the hold
up? We may have an in down at the down on the plains for you here in a couple of weeks, Coach. But we'll.
Well, here's the deal at Penn State. If you two are my agent, you tell them, I don't care about the contract. I want to know about the buyout.
Got it.
When I was coaching, hey, you all know, there was no such thing as a buyout. I don't know who invented that, but he sure has changed.
I think he lives in Memphis.
Yeah, Jimmy Sexton.
If
he didn't invent it, he's perfected it.
Yes.
Wow. And he went to the University of Tennessee.
He did.
He was the manager of the University of Tennessee, and his first client was Reggie White, who said he was the only person that he thought he could trust.
Wow. Reggie. Wow. You know what? Reggie went to Memphis and played in the other league. And played just okay. He just played okay. And Reggie, his sophomore and junior year, played okay, had a good senior year. But when Reggie jumped in the NFL, he was as good or better than anybody playing. And
incredibly good.
He ran a 4.65 40, weighing 300-something pounds.
Jeez.
Wow. The guy said to me, he says, if I put a clock on you, because I do miles per hour now, what's the miles per hour you'll go, Coach? I goes, well, in this day and age, nothing good happens under 100 miles an hour. So I'll be over 100. He goes, I was talking about running. I guess I ain't running without my police car.
Oh, man.
Coach, you're the best as always. Thank you so much.
You too. Oh, by the way, my son hardly ever recommends anything to me. He recommended me go see St. Paul and the Broken Bones. The guy that out of, he's out of Alabama.
He's an accountant in Birmingham.
What's the big city? Muscle Shoals. I've been in Alabama, and I meet people from Muscle Shoals. There's nobody that's been born or lived in Muscle Shoals that doesn't have soul.
Well,
So
we
when
might
he
have
tells
exceptions
me-
to that rule.
Yeah. I think we may know one person who may not have. Anyway. But
in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, if you get time, go look at St. Paul and the Broken Bones.
St. Paul and the Broken Bones. Got it. I'll do so.
On your phone. It's wonderful.
I'll do it. Thank you, Coach. That's Coach Jerry Glanville. I know we're way late for our final break. I've got an idea, though, Brian. It is, after all, the third Saturday in October, and we cannot start the third Saturday in October until we start the third Saturday in October. So this is going to close us out here tonight.
I'm your host, Double Wide Cook, and on tonight's episode of Mr. Peace Theater, we will explore a tragic tale of life among the dispossessed, a tragedy of folkways in the lowest socioeconomic stratum of society. In other words, white trash, as told in the evocative and yet annoying Ballad of the Hills, Rocky Top. Our story begins with the plaintive sobbing of the banjo, a sound that could only be matched for its ear-splitting properties by the erstwhile singing voice of Len Anderson.
Wish that I was on a Rocky Top down in the Tennessee.
Already we feel the confusion of the people of Tennessee, unable to grasp that a mountain goes up instead of down.
Ain't no smoky smoke on Rocky Top, ain't no telephone bill.
A blissful existence uncomplicated by anything resembling either industry or electric power.
Once two strangers climbed on Rocky Top looking for a moonshine still.
Well, perhaps there is one industry located in this hotbed of private sector initiative.
Strangers ain't come down from Rocky Top, I reckon they never will.
No, they'll be too busy acquiring quaint mountain customs like learning to squeal like a pig.
Come on, throw it on Rocky Top, the dirt's too rocky back for.
The residents, alas, even too ignorant to qualify for federal agricultural subsidies.
That's why all the folks on Rocky Top get their corn from a jar.
They also like to laugh uproariously at the notion that Prince Albert might actually be in a can.
I've had years of cramped up city life, trapped like a duck in a pen.
A duck in a pen, an Appalachian term referring to a house with running water and a roof.
All I know is it's a pity life can't be simple again.
For life to be any simpler than in Rocky Top, I believe you'd probably have to be a paramecium.
Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee.
And once more, for the hard of hearing in our audience,
Rocky Top, Tennessee.
just in time, that concludes tonight's performance. Join us next time when we'll continue our 9-part history of Hee-Haw with the valiant years after Buck on Mr. Peace.
And that is going to wrap us up here for this Monday edition of The Drive. Now we can get into the third Saturday in October. Don't forget, tonight we've got doubleheader of Monday Night Football, the Bears and Commanders. That coverage starts in 1 minute over on Talk Radio WZZN. And as soon as we're done with Crimson Tide Rewind, Falcons and Bills. As Falcons coming off of a bye week, 2-2, taking on a Buffalo team that is, this is a tough matchup, really tough matchup. We'll see how the Falcons handle this here tonight, but you'll be able to hear Falcons radio with Wes Durham on the play-by-play call, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Just in time for early fall adventures, what could be better than 0 down on a new Ford? That sounds good to me. Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. It's football and camping season, and we've got a brand new Ford to take you there. Choose a 2025 STX Crew Cab with a 2.7-liter EcoBoost for just $499 a month. A new F-150 for less than $500 a month. Or choose its electric brother, the F-150 Lightning, just $399 a month. Woody Anderson Ford also has 25 Broncos, Explorers for $499 a month, and Bronco Sport and Escape for only $399 a month. And remember, these leases are zero down, and they come with 2 years of complimentary maintenance. These are 36-month leases with zero down, just your first payment due at signing, zero security deposit, just tax, tag, and title fees, and your good credit. Offer ends October 31st. Now's the time for a Woody Anderson Ford. I'm Bobby White, and we hope to see you soon.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. Alabama! Your home of the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
Roll Tide. Quarterback keep to the right side. 5-4, 3-2-1 touchdown. Welcome to Crimson Tide Rewind. Live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Vestavia Hills, Alabama, on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Firing towards the end zone. That is intercepted. It's picked off. It's picked off. Intercepted.
Crimson Tide Rewind is brought to you by Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Make Baumhauer's Victory Grill your big game headquarters all season long. Now, here's Tyler Watts and Roger Hoover.
Roll Tide and welcome. It's Crimson Tide Rewind, live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Vestavia Hills. Welcome, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. It's a pleasure to be joined by, of course, our producer and engineer, Todd Robbins, former Crimson Tide quarterback and our color analyst on the network, Tyler Watts. We've got the regular crowd